Hey, what's up everyone? It looks like some fans are upset with the developers and the support team again over a bug. We've also got news that the Arrowhead devs are planning on releasing an exosuit that has a stratagem launcher similar to Helldivers 1, and there's much more to talk about. If you'd like to support the channel, tap the like button below at any point and subscribe. Well, it seems players are upset with both the developers and the support team over a bug that has persisted since the game's release. I'm not complaining because I understand these things take time, but I thought I'd bring this to everyone's attention so we could discuss whether it's a big problem or not. With that said, the bug I'm talking about is the issue with bots shooting through walls. The support team has responded to a moderator on the Helldivers 2 Discord, and surprisingly enough, the Arrowhead team member has apparently never seen a clip of the Automatons shooting through walls. The support team member B-Vitamin wrote, "It's well known that bots can sometimes shoot through walls, but I have never been shown any video of it happening. No one reports it with any media." Yeah, I'm shocked to see that they've never received a single clip of the automatons shooting through walls, nor has Arrowhead conducted research on that specific bug. There's a member on this Discord who actually pointed out that you can research it on YouTube and find quite a few examples. Right here, this member included a link and said, "You never saw a video of it happening? This is very surprising. A 2-second search and you could find multiple videos." Then B-Vitamin wrote back and said, "No one reports it, so we don't find out." Yeah, this seems odd to me that she is responding as if they've never seen any reports on it. I've had the automatons shoot through rocks before, but to be fair, it's rare when it happens. Now, I can't imagine them not seeing any reports on it considering it's on their known issue list, as you can see here. So the conversation continued when the same member was surprised by the reply and even said that there's no way it could be our fault. The member replied back with, "People complaining about that since launch, and there's dozens of video proof on YouTube. And I've seen some on Reddit too. No way it's our fault." B-Vitamin responded back and said, "No one is reporting it. Pass along bug reports which are submitted to the Zendesk, and I don't recall any being submitted with any media." Okay, I'm not too sure what to make of this, but it does seem odd that they haven't received any media reports on this, even though there are several videos on YouTube and Reddit showing that the automatons can indeed shoot through walls, and plus it's listed on their known issue list in the patch notes. I do have a feeling that this is why it's taken so long for it to be resolved, because they have not seen any footage of it happening. I say they because, remember, the support team member said, "No one reports it, so we don't find out." So again, right there, I have no clue why no one has reported on this, at least according to what B-Vitamin has stated. I'd like to know your response on this because I'm genuinely baffled. I mean, really, that there's no one reporting on this. Even some players on Reddit were quite perplexed by it as well, because entire Zone 1712 created a post on the Helldivers 2 Reddit page and titled it, "Apparently the problem of bots shooting through walls is well known, but not quite enough." I find it quite weird since this is a problem that already showed up on the patch notes, known errors, and there are dozens of videos of this problem happening since months ago. So entire Zone 1712 is not wrong because, as I mentioned, it's been listed in the patch notes several times, but there hasn't really been a fix for it. Now, some players gave their response to the news and commented on this page saying, "Yeah, that is complete BS. It's been an issue for months, if not from the start, and if the devs plays the bots, they would find out when they would try and use a rock wall as cover." Then another player responded to the post and said, "If dev play any bots at all, they wouldn't make some of the brain dead change. 30% increased laser damage for all small bot arm, including heavy devastators. And if they play the bot at all, they would nerf Rocket Strider's rocket instead of Rocket Devastators twice." Now, there are some more posts just like this, but you get the point. There are fans out there who are pissed off at the Arrowhead developers and the support team, but the problem with that is there's no reason to be mad at the Arrowhead developers, and I'll explain why. The QA team is solely responsible for relaying the bugs to the devs once they've been able to replicate the bug. Then they can relay that information to the developers, and at that point, they can start patching it. Now, you don't have to take my word for it, so let's check out the support team member's response on this. B-Vitamin responded to a player and said, "Feedback forums and Q&A forums aren't the place to report bugs. Bugs go to the help desk where my team looks at them, gathers information, gives it to QA, who then reproduce the issue and assigns it to the devs to be fixed. We don't just ignore issues. Maybe we don't have enough information yet. Twinbeer is not the lead dev. He's not even a dev. He is a community manager." So this right here, is it a big deal and should you be upset about it? I don't think so, because as I've mentioned before, it takes time to patch bugs, especially if they're difficult to replicate. However, a bug like this shouldn't be too hard to replicate at all. I will say though that I can't understand why some would be surprised by this, considering the support team could easily find several clips of this bug on YouTube. But hey, perhaps we should all start sending videos of this bug to Arrowhead's Zendesk site, and then they might be able to replicate it and patch it sooner rather than later. I'm still puzzled by the whole situation, but again, as I've mentioned before, let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. Moving along, Twinbeard just posted a poll on their Discord, and this is what it says. How do you feel about ragdolling in Helldivers 2 at the moment? Now, I voted for it's okay because honestly, I don't find it necessarily annoying, but some people find it a bit too much. As you can see, it says it's a bit too much at times. So really, right here, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's a bit too much. I think it's actually at a perfect spot because they've adjusted the impaler so that you're not ragdolling too much. They've adjusted the rockets as well, so you're also not ragdolling as much. I think it's at a perfect spot. I really do. Speaking of ragdolling, the developers are considering two main issues that were brought up by a player who said that there's a slow animation for getting back up and an inability to use stims while ragdolling. The community manager responded to this comment saying, "Hi, yep, we're aware and taking this into consideration. A lot of players have expressed the same thing, both today and previously. Thanks for your detailed input. Hopefully they'll allow us to use stims while being ragdoll, which sounds great, and perhaps they'll speed up the recovery from ragdolling." I will say Arrowhead does a great job at taking in feedback now, and we'll see how far this goes, with the ragdolling changes. Since we're on the topic of feedback, the community manager posted this in the Discord. I'm happy to hear that. Some of us in the comm team have been very busy lately, so comms have been suffering a little. But on the flip side, we're doing other things that will hopefully bear fruit. Thanks for your kind words. Glad you're liking the progress. With this post right here, it sounds like the Arrowhead team is cooking and they're planning something big, and I wonder what it could be. We know we've got the Democracy Space Station on the way. There's Liberty Day coming up, of course. Maybe the Illuminate, the Constitution Rifle, or they could be making some changes to the booster, which would be crazy, and I'm excited for this month in general now. Next, there's a member on the Helldivers 2 Discord who asked if there will be higher resolution and performance options for the PS5 Pro. Twinbeard replied back and wrote, "I still haven't heard anything more on the Pro, but to be honest, I've been very busy with other stuff these past 2 weeks. I'll try to ask around some more today to see if there's anything official. Remind me tomorrow if you haven't heard anything." Okay, once I find out more information on the PS5 Pro's performance and high resolution options, I'll let you all know. Yet as of right now, there's no word on this, but tomorrow we might get some more news about it. On a completely different note, there's a leaker who discovered that the Mechs are going to have a stratagem launcher at some point. If you'd like to skip ahead to avoid seeing the image I'm about to showcase, then I suggest leaving now. That being said, here we have an image from BJ Dovahkiin from the Helldivers 2 League Discord. You can see at the top left of the mech there's a stratagem launcher similar to Helldivers 1, meaning we might receive an update sometime this month or maybe next month where the mechs will have a stratagem launcher. So we can actually call in stratagems while inside the mech, which is really cool. I've been waiting for a feature like this for ages, at least that's how it feels, and now we're going to see it at some point. Alright, we now have to talk about the Democracy Space Station because, as you all know, we're in the process of building it, but there's a big problem right now. The Automatons are trying to take over Mastia. What's next to Mastia? Well, that's Tarsh. If they're successful invading Mastia, then they're sure to target Tarsh next. This planet is very important because all of our supplies are being routed there, and if they take over it, it might just mean the end of the DSS, aka the Democracy Space Station. What I need you all to do, even the bug divers out there, is to go over to Mastia and start defending right away because things are about to get rough, and we're possibly going to fail the DSS, which I'd hate to see because we're so close to getting it. We only have about 2 more phases left after this major order is done with. The other option we have is to take over Shell, which is right next door to Mastia. This will make things much easier than traveling to Mastia, so forget what I said about Mastia. The best case scenario would be to liberate Shell instead, especially since the bottom planet has already been liberated. By taking over Shell, we cut off their supplies. Since I've brought up the Democracy Space Station, let's talk about the Illuminate. I know guys, what the heck? When is it gonna happen? We're all wondering. It might be happening soon because right here, for some reason, the Illuminate kill number has actually went up. So are the developers doing some excessive testing? Are they figuring something out? Who knows? But this right here is interesting because this post was created by AJ23975, and this right here is pretty crazy. So maybe the developers are going to be introducing the Illuminate very soon. Now I'm suspecting that something special might happen on Liberty Day, which is the 26th of October, which that is coming up very soon. I mean, we're what, about 24 days away? That right there is insane, so there could be something there. And hopefully the Constitution rifle is also added. There was something in the leaked files, but I won't get into that. So there is a possibility that we may see some very interesting stuff come along. Continuing onwards, the CCO Mr. Pillistad has responded to a Reddit post where this player created 3 different cape designs. And it looks like it would be a really cool idea. However, Pillistad commented this: "Agree, unfortunately the pre-mutation with all armors we released is the technical limiting factor. It could be solved, but it would mean other things wouldn't get fixed. We want to do this, but value VA effort doesn't add up right now, unfortunately. It looks like we will not be receiving any different types of capes like the ones you've just seen, which sucks because I'd love to see all 3 of these designs. Yet again, it's not possible because of technical limitations." Now, not only did Pillistad respond to that player, but he also replied to another post, but this time it's on a thread that said, "AH, please fix this enemy tank. How TF can it survive a 500 kg in its turret?" Then someone in the comments wrote, "That is hilarious. A piece of thermite can burn through that, but half a ton of Liberty do nothing." To which Pillistad replied with, "Agreed, that should be bye-bye." Well, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below, because there's a possibility that the developers are going to make some changes to this specifically. With that all being said, this is your Helldivers 2 news. If you guys would like to be featured in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below. Right here, we have the first comment by Bouncing Tribbles. "I'm fine with stalkers and hunters being quiet, but Biletines stepping on you and tanks running over you because you didn't hear them coming shouldn't be happening." The second comment is by Diago Salazar. "Me and my friends joke that the reason the BTs are silent is because they walk on their tiptoes." And last but not least, we have Nurgle or Nurgle 333. "Chainsaw hands should make the chainsaw sound." That I absolutely agree with. I mean, holy smokes. How come that's not a thing? But apparently it's not, but it definitely should be. Those right there are the top 3 comments. Thank you guys for commenting and watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.